If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Hi, I'm Dr. Jean, and we all have troubles right now, but I'm here to share some activities that hopefully will make you and your child a little bit happier. You know, in spite of all the craziness in the world, children want the same things that they've always wanted. They want to be loved, they want to feel safe and confident, and they want to play and have fun. So I'm going to show you some things where you can play with your children. And sometimes people think, if I'm playing with my child, I'm not teaching my child. Well, I've been at this rodeo a long time, and I want to tell you the best way to help your child learn is just to play with them, to read to them, sing with them, play games, go outside with them. All those things that we have done naturally and well as parents are the same things children need from you now. Now, just to let you know, I have a blog, drjeanandfriends.blogspot.com, and I have these activity calendars that you can download that will give you some ideas of things to do with your children. Also, today I have this thing called Play, Learn, and Love. And I have all these activities that you can cut apart. Things like read a book, play a board game, go outside and go for a walk, sing a song. And you can put these in a bag. And if you would just take like 15 or 20 minutes a day, turn off your cell phone, turn off all devices, just sit there. Let your child choose one of these and then do that activity with them. That's going to be a priceless memory that you can give them. And, you know, I know a lot of people now are showing you things that you have to buy or that are hard to do. I'm simple, easy, inexpensive Jean. Everything I'm going to show you today is just from ordinary materials around your house. So, you know, one thing that most of you have around your house, you have paper plates. And so you can give your child 2 paper plates, and you need to model these things too, because if you're having fun, they're going to have fun with you. And you can put on some music that you like, and you can clap and make music. You can put these on the floor and put 1 foot on each paper plate, and then you can skate around the house and dance. You can also give your children a paper plate and let them draw a picture. Now, another thing I know you all have around your house, empty cardboard food boxes. I love food boxes. And one thing that you can do is save up a bunch and then let children tear up newspaper and stuff newspaper down in here, tape the top, and you've got some great building blocks that they can use to create things. You can also take cereal boxes and you can cut them apart and you can make puzzles. And so a lot of these things you can adapt to the age of your child. So if you have young children, you can cut the cereal box into 2 or 3 pieces. And for the older kids, they could even cut up their own cereal boxes and make puzzles. You can take cereal boxes and gift cards and paper plates and punch holes in them and then give children shoelace or some string and yarn, and they have some simple, easy sewing cards. You can also let children string cereal with a hole. And one of the best ways to help them string things is by giving them a pipe cleaner, because you've got that nice little needle already there. And they can string cereal, they can string pasta, they can string old buttons, all sorts of things, and make jewelry. Or like this one with the cereal, I could hang this out in a tree and use it as a bird feeder. Now, one thing I know you all have is paper. So what are some things that you can do with paper? Well, there's all sorts of, games that you can play with paper. How many of you remember playing tic-tac-toe? I mean, and I'm thinking this is kind of like the beginning of coding, isn't it? When you play tic-tac-toe with your children. You can do art activities, open-ended art activities with paper. This one is called dot to dot. You make a bunch of dots, and then the children take a crayon or marker and connect the dots and try to create something out of it. This one is one that I did when I was a little girl. And I think one of the best things about this time right now that we just kind of pause and reflect is for you to think about things you enjoyed as a child. You know, what songs did you sing when you were little and you went to camp? And what songs did you sing when you went to Scouts or went on a trip with your family? And what kind of games did you like to play when you were little? This one I did when I was little. Close your eyes and you take a dark marker and you make scribbles all around, and then you take different colored crayons and try to fill in all the little scribbles and holes. Paper airplanes never go out of style, and you can make paper airplanes and try different designs, and there's all sorts of really cool websites where you can make some different things, and you can go outside and fly these, or you can fly these in a house at a Target. Another thing that you can do with a piece of paper is fold it into fours and you have a card. And encourage your children to make cards and send cards to grown-ups or friends or somebody they know that might be having a hard time. This is an easy thing, and kids love to make cards and send them. You can take a couple pieces of paper and fold them in half and staple them, and you have a book. Kids love to make books. They can make books where they cut out magazine pictures and glue them here. They could make a book about their family, about favorite foods. They love to make books about themselves. If you're reading something about dinosaurs, let them make a book about dinosaurs. Anything they are interested in, they can make their own little book. Younger children can dictate the words on each page, and then you write them as an adult and then track them with the children. Another thing kids love to do, they love puppets. And so if you take an envelope and you cut it in half right down the middle, you have to seal it first. And if you take your hand and put it in part of the envelope, you have a puppet. And again, you could let children make puppets of characters you've read from a book. You could let them make a puppet of the hero they want to be when they grow up. You could let them make a puppet of an animal that they like, almost anything. And you know, when you give these things to younger children, maybe a 2-year-old, they can't make a dog, but they'll scribble on here and then they'll say, that's my dog. That whatever they do is fine. It's theirs. It belongs to them. Now, I know another thing you all have around your house. You all have lunch bags or some sort of bags, and you can take the lunch bag and give it to the children, and they open it up, and you can tell them, we can't go to the amusement park, but let's make an imaginary amusement park. Look in your bag. What do you see at the amusement park? Oh, you see the merry-go-round, and they can take the merry-go-round. Oh, and you see a roller coaster. All right, put that out there. And just, you know, you can go to the farm, you can go to the zoo, you can go any place and let them use their imaginations and pull things out of the bag. You can also tie this in with some skills you might be working on. If they can pull out things that are yellow, or pull out things that are a triangle, or pull out things that start with a sound. Lots of things to do with the lunch bag. And then if you turn the lunch bag like this and put your hand in here, of course you have a puppet. And you can also use a lunch bag to go on a nature walk, that they could find signs of spring and encourage them just to find things on the ground. Don't pull things off the trees or plants. You could use this in the house and let them go on a hunt around the house for things that are red or things that are square shaped or different things like that. Kids love to hunt for things. And so one of the easiest games that you can play with them is hide and seek. Now, you can play hide and seek with your body, but you can also take little toys and hide them around the house, and they find the toys and bring them back to you. Whatever your child is interested in, if you've got a child who's into these little race cars, little cars, take the cars and hide them. Whatever is natural and engaging for them, use that as a springboard to help them do some activities. Now, Play-Doh. I love Play-Doh, and hundreds of things that you can do with Play-Doh, truly. And if you go to my blog, I have this free book you can download. I wrote a book. It's 40 pages of things to do with Play-Doh, and it's free. And you can do things with Play-Doh from tying it in with making things that start with a sound, or rolling out Play-Doh and making letters, or giving them some toothpicks and let them create three-dimensional structures with the Play-Doh. And if you don't have any Play-Doh at your home, I have a free recipe in there. It's just simple things, flour and salt and oil, and things that you will probably have around your house. One of the most valuable things we can do with children is just to continue to read to them. Read. And people always say, well, what's your favorite book to read to children? Well, you choose your book. If you like a book, it's going to be contagious, and they're going to like it as well. And when I was a little girl, we didn't have access to a lot of books, but we had a storybook. It didn't have pictures. And I'm telling you this because when you think about it, children have a screen in front of them all the time. So the advantage of maybe reading a storybook or reading a poem without pictures, have the children close their eyes and make pictures in their brain and use their imagination for some of these things. It's a beautiful thing to do. And again, there are all sorts of stories online that you can download and read to your child. Singing, you can't sing too much with children. You can't read too much. You can't sing too much. And there's not a song. There's not a story. There's not a finger play. None of those things are wasted. They are all learning when you're doing those things with your children. And so just, think about all of those things that you enjoyed as a child and do these things with children. I'm a big believer in finger plays and nursery rhymes. And again, I've got lots of free YouTube videos where I demonstrate those to you. And, there's so many things to be concerned about right now and to worry about. And so I think we have to be the role models for children to help them look on the positive side. Is the glass half full or half empty? It's overflowing. And so you can make a book called Things to Be Happy About. And every day, talk to your children about good things in their life and things that they can be happy about. And then draw pictures in your book. You might also want to make an ABC book of things to be happy about. Or older children could do an acrostic where they write all the ABCs and then think of a word for each one, something to be happy about or something to be grateful for. Just picked up a few more things around the house out of the trash can. These little cardboard rollers. These are good for I Spy. I spy something that is round and red, and you can use descriptive words. These are also good for going outside and taking a nature walk and looking at things that you're grateful for. So thank you for joining me today. If you learned at least one new thing that you want to do with your child, would you put your thumb up next to your chest? If you learn more than one new thing, would you put up a finger for each additional thing that you learned? And now would you take your hand and pat yourself on the back because you are a great parent. Thank you for joining me. Take care. God bless.